Where's the line on
Oh.
your team?
The bullet tracer line. That actually kind of makes the line.
Like this red streak right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, right? It's kind of like I would think it's somewhere around like this choke area, you know?
Yeah.
Like this. Can you see my cursor?
No.
Oh, man, I every time. Yeah, this like from this corner, you know, to like this, somewhere around there, just because that's where your team can actually follow up on your damage. Right? Are you breaking the line?
Yeah, but I have ult here, and if it weren't for the cleanse, I probably could have been able to kill like 3 of them.
Okay, so, but my question is, okay, yes, you have ult, but look what happens. Juicy punch, am I right?
Yeah. So do
Why
I just
does no one die?
block? Because they have supports, and they were all full HP.
Can anybody on your team help you here?
No, I actually, if I hadn't punched them, one of them might have died to the widow.
Maybe, right? But the problem
But
is,
that's
you're just 1v5ing. If you were to do this engage again, where would you engage? I would wait until the Reinhardt passes the line. Then I would engage. And the reason I would engage there is because if you engage once they pass the line, your team is in a position to follow up. You actually might get kills.
now I just play super tilted here. I feel like I hit another massive punch.
Yeah, that is true. That was a massive punch. But even then, look, I mean, there's follow up now.
Yeah.
Where's your soldier? Oh, right here. Yeah. Look at that. You know, like
Yeah.
Literally what I said, right? I said if there's a widow here, do it. You know. Now there's a soldier here. I think you just. Oh, he just goes up top. Like, look at that. You punch him. Perfect.
That created
You know what I'm saying?
space enough for him to do his ult.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this worked because you're doing it within your line. You know, the line's now shifted because
the line crossed the line. Now he's in our territory,
right
instead of us being in his.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is a perfect learning opportunity, right? The line was at this corner because your team was playing here, but now they're playing here, so the line might be a little bit further up. You know, and so you engage when they pass the line. This goes for every dive tank. Right? When you're on offense, it's a little different because you're the one that's going to be breaking the line. You need to break their line. You know what I mean? Right? You're the one trying to push through their line, push their line back. But right now, you just need to wait for them to cross that line, and then you pounce. And it works out.
So my mic volume is okay?
Yeah, no, your mic volume sounds great. All right, let me share my screen real quick, and then we can get into it.
I sure have an idea. I can set up my reminder and my microphone so it's not that. Okay. Do you hear me still?
Yeah, your mic went a little bit wonk.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine now, but just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to explain to people that are just, you know, obviously the people that are going to be watching this. Mercury has a text like note written up on things that he thinks he needs to improve on. And he's not going to tell me what they are because he wants to see how they align. So just keep that in mind. But all right, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so let's just start with how I would do every other coaching session. Look at the enemy team comp. What do you see?
Nothing that I can really dive except for Sojourn.
Yep, Sojourn. Even Sojourn could be a little bit hard, right? Moira, a little bit difficult. Lucio, a little bit difficult. So is Genji. And you don't necessarily want to be, you know, diving a Junker Queen unless there's an opportunity. So it's going to be a little bit challenging. You're going to have to be a little bit creative. You know, you're going to want to try and bait out cooldowns and then go for a hard engage or something like that. So we'll see what we do. Other than that, fundamentals of Doomfist, you know, cooldown cycling, things like that. So, yeah. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right, and basically what I'm gonna do, because I think this is our first live session we did, yeah.
No.
Or no, because we did actually. I coached you on Tracer that one time. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so
that's true.
you know how you know how it is. I'm just gonna ask you questions, and then we'll kind of discuss them together. So
Yep.
yeah, so far. I mean, not too bad.
This is where it gets a little bit iffy.
Yeah. Even if you don't get a kill there, you've made a lot of space. You know, like
Yeah.
even you just diving in here, like you saw it. Like Sojourn and a bunch of teammates backed up this way. That's a lot of space for your team. So the worst
Yeah,
thing
I
you could do is die
disengaged.
here.
I disengaged a little too late, I feel like, and it almost killed me. I think it might kill me, actually. But I killed the Genji, but
Yeah.
and solo killing your life is not worth the trade.
Yeah. No. Not especially not when you're the only tank.
Yeah.
So I think at least the way that I would look at this comp is because there's not a lot of good dive targets. You're not necessarily going to be doing a lot of dives to get kills. It's going to be more for space. That's how I would play it. Not to say that you can't get kills, obviously, because there's going to be opportunities. But yeah, a lot of it is going to be trying to make as much space as possible. My question here, though, what's the problem that like we see? Let's see. Let me go back a little bit. What's the problem right now?
I don't know.
What do you think about your positioning?
I feel like I'm playing off the corner here.
Okay, so your corner usage is good. Do you
Yeah.
think there's a better position we could be right now?
High ground to the left.
Yeah. High ground to the left, right? Moira up here. Or even just up here. Any high ground. Okay.
The thing about that is, though, my team was not listening to me this whole game, and if I went up there, I would get any support from the supports, and I'd probably just end up dying or having to disengage to the low ground anyway. So,
well, so like right now, the entire enemy team, right, except for I mean, obviously Moira and Junker Queen, but they all drop down bottom. Okay.
yeah.
And yeah, if you go up here and you might not get support, but even just being up here gives you opportunities to hit the backline easier.
That's true.
And so, but also being up here, I've noticed this like even when I'm playing tank, when you jump on a high ground like this and you just kind of look at them and poke, you'll notice that like all the squishies start to back up. So you create space indirectly, just out of the threat of you being up here. Okay. So oftentimes when you're tanking, you're going to be creating space by just the threat, you know. And so jumping up here, you'll see these guys right here just kind of back off, and that creates space for your team to walk up and get kills. What we're doing here is fine. It's not like we're feeding. It's not like we're doing anything wrong. But just to make our life a little bit easier, just go high ground. And obviously, Sojourn just, does Sojourn things. Nothing you can do about that.
I know I still need quite a bit of work on my mechanical skill. Like hitting this punch on the Lucio, my secured the kill and won us the fight there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not too concerned about mechanical skills. I think you and I have talked about it before, but I believe that mechanical skills will just come with time.
Yeah.
So, and the more you play Doomfist, the more punches you get out. Plus, like you had powered punch, speed's a little bit different. It's going to be harder to hit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
If I don't see any like big fundamental issues and all the issues that you have is mechanics, then I'm going to say work on your mechanics. But I'm sure that we're going to see some stuff,
Yeah. Like right there, probably should have used my punch to disengage instead of just punching the Sojourn back. Because if I used my punch to disengage, I probably would have been able to keep my life.
Yeah. Let me look back real quick. What's the problem right now?
No LOS to supports
And
at all.
what else?
I have no cooldowns.
Yeah, and what's the problem with no cooldowns?
I can't disengage when I want to.
Right.
And I'm just a sitting duck.
So what I'd like to see is, first of all, we already talked about high ground, but what I want to see is you do kind of like mini engages where you're kind of engaging, slamming, and getting out, and you're building up your shields. What that also is doing is building up your ult, and I don't really want to see you go all in with your cooldowns unless you can secure a kill. So to me, this punch just doesn't feel worth it,
Yes.
Yes, we push him back. Yes, we make space, but if we can't get out with our lives, it doesn't really matter. Now, another thing, which I didn't even notice, but there's a Genji in your backline. So
Yeah, that Genji was terrible though, so I wasn't too worried about it. There's a lot of situational stuff in this game that's just interesting. I'll put it that way.
well, okay, so whether he's good or not, this is a free kill. Hopefully your team can kill him, but all you do is turn around, kill him, and then you're up one.
I did end up killing him though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. You get a interesting shot on him. But yeah, my main problem is not necessarily the peel for the Genji. It is the cooldown usage right now, because this is not good.
Yes.
But if it's not like a consistent thing, I'm not too worried about it. The reason you die there is because you don't have cooldowns to get out, and so you use them when you get them, but then it's too late.
I also have a Lucio on my team, and if I had a little bit more healing there, I might have been able to live. But
yeah,
that's I can't blame my supports for not bailing me out.
Right. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be in that situation if you had managed your cooldowns.
He also used beat right after I died, which kind of pissed me off a little bit. But
yeah. But hey, what rank are you right now?
Gold 2, gold 3,
yeah.
I think. Something like that.
What do you expect from a gold Lucio, right? Oh, you got rest. Okay.
I might save this fight here. I really don't remember.
So it looks like that you guys killed the Junker Queen. Yeah, did you see it?
No. What did I miss?
See this person? They were shooting you from the back.
Well, yeah, but there was 3 people looking at him, so they weren't my highest concern. I was trying to keep the Genji away from my Widow.
Yeah.
Once again, Mechanical still skill stuff. This part's funny. I just give up.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I would be careful because if he can get to your backline, that's a problem. But the reason I bring up the Sojourn is she's dead anyway, right? Like, it is what it is. But if you see a situation, and this is just for future reference, I'm not saying that you made a mistake now, but if you see someone on high ground, especially a DPS that's really dangerous to your team, you need to clear that space out. That's part of your job as a tank, is making space. And so, this is a dangerous position for your team. You know what I mean? An enemy Sojourn here can easily kill someone. So now this is part of like target priority. Is you're gonna not only are you gonna want to grab the squishies, but you're also gonna want to grab the most aggressive person. And so typically, if it's an aggressive squishy, that's a great target. So, for example, we see if you see like a Sojourn here, not very scary, but a Sojourn here is, and so you need to clear that out.
But when the Sojourn was up there, there was 3 other people up there.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were on point when that happened. Like if the Sojourn had just been up there by herself, that would have been more of an issue.
Right. So like I'm saying, I'm not worried about it right now. It wasn't like a deal this game, but if it is a habit, then I want you to break that. And if it's not a habit, it's just something I want you to think about. Does that make sense?
Hard.
Okay. Because I want to set you up for future games, not just this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Like, we're up now. We might as well chase. If possible, maybe not. No, your team's not gonna. Yeah.
That's a bit of a habit my team has. It's just kind of not wanting to hold W.
Yeah. I mean, there's a Genji in the back line. That's gonna be their priority. I get it. But, I mean, the good thing is you killed the Genji. Now the Genji has to respawn. You know, if you look at their team, like their way, there's Kiri and Genji are way in spawn. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys should just okay. Perfect, right? I mean, why is this good?
Because she's isolated, and I'm a Doomfist, and she's a Sojourn that has no support.
Yeah, and this is a good position for her, and we don't want her to have that. So, good job. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate about the block.
Wise decision.
Yeah. Did you notice that you used 3 cooldowns there?
No. Did I? Well, there's 2 people there, and I have my ult, which is a get out of jail free card, so I don't mind committing fully.
Yeah. In this situation, I understand. There's 2 people, you could just play cover, and you have ult.
Yeah.
However, if this is a habit, that makes me concerned. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
So I'm not going to see it throughout this VOD.
I'm not going to say that because I have no idea.
Well, I guess we'll find out. But again, I'm not always looking for things that you're making right now in this game, but just habits. So we'll see. As always, when I start the VOD reviews, at first it's a lot of me just kind of, analyzing things, asking questions, and we'll narrow down as we go. What's the problem?
I don't have cooldowns, but again, I have my ult here, so I don't mind.
Yeah, fair. But
the problem that I have is I'll full commit with all my cooldowns, know I have my ult, and then get greedy and try to get a kill with my ult and end up dying.
Yeah, so like in that situation, what I would do is when you pop your ult, wait a couple seconds for your cooldowns to reset, and then drop your ult. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. I know. Because they refresh so much faster in your ult.
Right, and you're safe, and you're not taking any damage. So, what's the problem now, though? Not even necessarily about your cooldowns. Look at the situation as a whole.
It's a 4v5. I mean, it's kind of like a 4v3.5 or something. It's like a very confusing situation.
Yeah, so obviously you just lost Widow, and they have some people in spawn, so that's not necessarily what I'm concerned about. My concern is you used all 3 cooldowns when your team wasn't in a position to follow up with you.
Yeah.
And so if we had just kind of waited, played the corner a little bit, maybe punch and then slam back, play a little bit slower, look for our team, check back. Okay, now they're with us, now I can engage. The likelihood of you getting a kill is going to be a lot more. Right? Like, this Hanzo's just now turning this corner.
Yeah, that's true.
And you've just now used all 3 of your cooldowns. And you might use ult here. I don't know. It depends. Right? This is all... Now the team's in a position to follow up. Now is when I would want you to go in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
Yep. That's just a Doom moment.
Yep. Good job disengaging. Yep. Yeah, so when you don't have resources, right? When you don't have cooldowns, you don't have ult, things like that, good job disengaging. You need to give up some space. What's going to happen is they're going to walk forward because they're going to take space. And then there's going to be more opportunities for you to punish. So after you disengage, you let your cooldowns reset, you're going to look for more opportunities. That's kind of the cycles of dives, right? Things like that. It's the same thing with like other tanks, like anchor tanks, like Reinhardt. You don't have shield, back up, give space. You're low on health, back up. And then what happens is the enemy team pushes up. Now you have an opportunity. I have a feeling they're just dead though, because Blade. That's a really good punch.
Awful engage. I know. Yeah, I know.
What? Okay, you tell me. What was bad about the engage?
There's nobody around, and I have no cooldowns, no ult, no full HP. There's a lot added disadvantage in every possible way.
Right. And you just lost your Hanzo. Your Widow wasn't even at the fight. You know, when you guys started the fight, Widow wasn't even there. You know, this is just a
It's
bad
the
situation.
best. The best it does is give me overhealth, and the worst it does is kill me. So there's no point.
Right. Exactly. So not a lot of good, return on investment. And then we already talked about the thing is like you guys lost this fight because you used all of your cooldowns and all of your resources before the fight even started.
Yeah.
And the problem is when they push up and you need to hold the space because that's your job, right? As a tank, you don't have the cooldowns to actually hold it, so they just walk up for free. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. Now if you can get out, great. I need help. Love that. Okay, I'll take that. This is a good beat.
It's funny that awful engage actually kind of might have saved something.
Yeah, so
It was just a lot of stuff. I probably shouldn't have been able to get a kill with beat, but I didn't, and then
I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, like we talked about, it's a little bit of mechanics there, but in a sense, you are correct that your wonky engage and then the disengage did kind of help you because, like I talked about earlier, right? You backed up, they walked forward. Look at this, right? No cover, no cover. You see what I'm saying? It creates opportunities. So this is good. This is like the ebb and flow of the game, right? Like you were up here, you back up, they go forward, they use their resources, you survive it, and then you push when they don't have resources. So this was good. But again, you see it?
Yeah, we're using resources that we don't have.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is a problem, that's a problem. And you can't always control it. If your team is going to go in without you, play with whoever the majority is. But you are being the tank are typically the one that's going to lead the fight.
Yeah.
So, but with that said,
like I should have killed the Sojourn here. Look at that. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and
it's frustrating for so many reasons too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you switched to the supports, right? Because the supports are pocketing the Sojourn.
Yeah, it's just I got so dead set on this kill, and then it's like, okay, so I full committed. I might as well try to get something out of it, and then I go to punch the Omni, and I don't live. So
right now, when we probably should have disengaged if we could. I don't know if it's possible because I think we went a little too deep. But yeah. So like, it's a tricky situation, Let's talk about what we would have done differently. Okay, we get beat. Let's see what. A little bit of hindsight coaching here. What could we have done differently? What would you have done here right now?
Just try to take space instead of trying to dive.
Okay, and how would you do that?
Use my empowered punch that I just got to punch the Kiriko, the Sojourn, and the Ryan back, and then just let my team follow up and just continue cycling cooldowns until we were in a better position.
Right. Maybe like you said, like punch them back. They might back up. Then you take a little bit more space. Wait for your team.
Because by the time we have all that space, like getting back to the cart, we'll probably have Valk. We might have Dragon.
Right.
We're gonna have Widow ult. So there's a lot of.
Yeah, and let's see what cooldowns you had. You almost have slam up. Like you could even like slam to this corner, get the shields, and then play here. Kind of shoot, let them back up, then slam here. You don't really want to fully engage unless you have a really good opportunity. If you don't have to fully engage, but you also could slam up here, like we talked about, high ground, talked about how high ground gives you better access to squishies. It's also the threat of you is gonna make space, And so I'm glad that we're going for kills, but you want to make sure that sometimes you're gonna make a dive attempt, and this goes for Winston, this goes for Diva, things like that, right? Any sort of dive tank. Sometimes you're gonna make a dive attempt that's just for space. That's not necessarily going for a kill. And at the end of the day, that's okay because that is your job. You are the tank. So You know, even if we just punched him back, scooted over here, played a little bit cover. You know, maybe Ryan runs at us, but we have block. You know,
Yeah.
team might be able to help us. So
Yeah.
and even here, if we're like, if we really want to commit to this situation, how could you get out right now?
Just punch.
Punch where?
Behind me.
You might hit Ryan, right?
Yeah, but that just pushes him further into my team, and he's already at half HP. So, oh
Yeah.
wait, that I can't see because of the fire strike. That's shield. Never mind.
Yeah, right. You could punch back here. You know, maybe try and escape this way. You could also try and punch this way. Maybe play the health back. You could also try and punch like this way if you know like a turn punch. It's like a little tech that you can do and disengage.
Yeah, I know.
Now, this is like pretty deep, but if you stay alive here, you know, imagine what kind of pressure that puts on them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because then you could even grab a health back and go back in. Because if we talk about like tanking as a whole, you don't necessarily want to be going in all the time 100%. What you want to be doing is going in like 80%, 90%, getting out, and then doing it again and like repeating that. And so even if we just, you know, get a little bit of damage, jump out, heal back up, and then go back in, that's going to be significantly better.
Yeah.
But I'm going to move on because I think we get it, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Every plan must evolve.
Every time. I go forward and then it goes forward just a tad bit too much. Okay. Yeah, and your Widow's like actually popping off.
Yeah, they're on Adderall.
Yeah, and I'm okay with using both cooldowns there because we're not like really in deep, you know.
Yep.
We're still within our kill box, if you want to think about it that way. You know, team's still in a position like right here where the Genji died, easily can get support. So I'm not worried about us using multiple cooldowns there. Like this is really good. Like this is really good. You know, we're not overextending. We're not like getting too greedy for kills or anything. Maybe. God, every time, man.
Wait, just no. This watch.
All right, I'll take it. Nothing I can argue about that.
Yeah.
That was good. If anything, you stagger the team, you get free card space. So.
Thanks.
Yep. This is the part where I really want to know where things went wrong, since we had 3 minutes and didn't get third point.
Third point can be hard in a lot of maps. What do you think about this block?
If I had moved into the fire strike, I would have got my empowered punch.
Okay. You said you've been playing a little bit of Zarya, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you bubble, what do you want to do? What are you looking for?
To take space.
Okay, right. Okay, yes, take space. What else are you looking for?
Looking for people to be looking at you. So it's like I don't know how to explain that.
You want to wait for people to shoot you first, right?
What? Sorry.
I said you want to wait for people to actually shoot you first before you bubble.
Yeah.
So you want to take some damage. It's going to be the same thing with Doomfist. The only reason I don't like this block is because if you're going against the comp that has a lot of burst damage like they do, right? You want to get your blocks, okay? So what I prefer to see is we do a punch and then we just wait. Just wait until you start taking damage. Once you start taking damage, then you can block, right? Because if we're going to block, especially if we're not blocking to save our life, we want to make sure we're getting that punch. You know, that's a big part of our kit.
Yeah.
And so just like with Zarya bubbles, right? Kind of try and min-max that, you know. Make sure you're getting them. Not every comp is going to give you the opportunity to get them, but I think with like Reinhardt Fire Strike, Sojourn, right click, things like that. You have plenty of damage to actually get your block up. Like, you almost get it. I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but it's gonna matter.
I know.
But hey, that's my job, Oh,
That's just a Doom moment. I don't know how that punch didn't hit.
yeah, I don't know.
Probably shouldn't have punched the nanoed run into my Lucio, but it's fine.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go back because I think we can learn a little bit from this fight. Good dodge.
No, I meant if I had punched him, I probably would have canceled his shatter.
Yes, but hey, we'll take the dodge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's might get a kill for it. Yeah. Widow, there's a Reinhardt. That's funny. I'm okay with that block.
Disengage right here. Please,
Yeah.
God. Thank you.
Okay. So let's go back quite a bit because you had the right idea, but I think we lost it. Right here. Does this feel
Yeah.
good to you?
I mean, if I hit him, yeah, it punches all three of them back out of LOS if they're Rhyme.
Right. Are they good targets to be on?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so watch what happens. What about this? Does this feel like a good target to you?
Well, it's not really, but I had to disengage because my team wasn't going to be pushed up and they were getting hammered on by Orion. And if I went to engage with my slam on the other side to those three supports, I had a higher chance of dying with no support, no heals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you engage on these two people right here, right, the Sojo and the Ana,
Yep.
does Ryan get any support?
From
Yes.
the Kiriko.
From the Kiriko, right?
And from the Genji just pressuring down my Lucio and Hanzo.
Yeah.
So
This is a tricky situation. I'm going to be honest. Okay, there's approaches that we can take to this. Okay, when you're going against Reinhardt, you can either try and directly kill him or indirectly kill him by hitting the backline. And so I don't really know what the answer is here. Obviously, I can't predict the game. But I felt like
I always have trouble feeling Ana anyway, even though I shouldn't. I'm terrified of sleep darts.
I mean, you kind of should be. Okay, that's fair. You don't want to get slept as Doomfist, any dive tank for that matter.
Because think about it. If I dive the Ana and the Sojourn, and I get slept back there,
yeah,
I
you're
have
definitely dead.
no support. A Sojourn's just going to be railing into my head. I'm going to get antied, and even if I do disengage, I won't be getting heals because I'm antied.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is the better decision.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. I don't really know. The thing that like feels bad to me here is, look how low he is.
But
right?
Doom doesn't do damage.
And he doesn't die, but he doesn't die because Ana gets a nade. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So it's a really tricky situation.
It's
But if
really
we're
confusing.
Yeah, and so I'm not too worried about it. I just want you to these are things that you want us to be thinking about again. But if we're talking about who's the most aggressive person,
The Genji.
right? So maybe we peel the Genji.
Huh.
If we are gonna peel, right? We peeled back, which is fine, but we went on Reinhardt.
Because he was low. I mean,
It's
it's
still a Reinhardt. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was at like 120 HP though. So if he hadn't gotten that heal nade, we probably could have killed him.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's in the moment. It's really hard to decide these things. So I'm not really too concerned about this. But it is something to think about. Like we can go after that Kiriko.
I hit them all though with my punch.
Yeah. That's really good. Like now, right?
Now I probably should engage the Ana because she's isolated, but I'd rather try to help the Lucio and the Mercy.
Yeah, I think
Even
either
though
one would work.
I say help them as I punch the nanoed Rhine
Yeah.
directly into the Lucian.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. These are the tricky situations. If it's not like a situation that we're like, okay, we definitely know you need to make a better decision here, I'm not too worried about it. You know, that's a situation that's like it's difficult, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that. I'm glad that we kind of ignored the nanoed Rhine. Okay, we don't want to be punching a nano Rhine for no reason.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to kill him, but I mean, maybe I can.
Well, I'm saying when he was nanoed, it's good that you went for the Ana. Right?
Yeah.
Because if you went for the Reinhardt, which I know you did punch him into your Lucio, but we don't need to talk about that. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you went for the Nano Ryan, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, he's not gonna die. Especially with an Ana pocketing him. So this is not too bad. Obviously, right? Everyone's dead. Good disengage.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm even more happy with that block because at least you're taking damage.
Yep. Still don't know how that didn't kill the Sojourn. Even in hindsight, I don't know how that didn't kill them. Like they looked like they were in the middle circle of it. Did it not?
Oh, you're talking about your ult?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because the slide.
Like,
slide.
Dude, it's such BS.
Yeah. Right, like you're going into a pretty hard comp to play Doomfist against. It's not like you're getting countered or anything, but the mobility is hard.
The mobility itself counters me. I should have canceled my punch there and just used slam to disengage, but
yeah,
I don't know.
So
I think I get an empowered punch here and then just keep doing shift damage and taking space. Or I'd die. That also probably happens.
Okay. Gotta love it, honestly. What would you have done differently?
I don't know. After getting my empowered punch, just falling back to play with my team a little bit more. I mean, I pressure out the Sojourn, so it's just two, and two of them in the front line. And then if I go back to play with my team, I'll probably be able to help them kill those two who are in the front line. So I don't know.
If I turn around right now, actually, let's right now. What do you think I'm gonna see?
A Lucio.
Right, Lucio's in front of us. What else do you think I'm gonna see? I'm not gonna show you.
Nothing. Yeah. A Widow, but the Widow's on that one also. They're probably gonna.
And look at your Mercy. Look at your Hanzo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, check this out. So we disengaged last fight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucio's with us. Hanzo's up top.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're really pay attention, you hear a Genji deflect above you, okay? But I'm not too worried about that, okay? But if you really pay attention, okay? Right now, you're kind of going in, right?
Yeah. Because right now it's just a Sojourn. I mean, I don't know the Ryan's charging in, so all I know is there's just one Sojourn back there. And it's me and a Lucio. I feel like me and a Lucio versus a Sojourn is a winning fight. So that's what was going through my head.
That is a fair assumption, and I'm glad that we're at least thinking about it. But here's the thing. They have spawn advantage. Their team's going to be back before yours is. You need to wait. You know?
Yeah, but if I kill the Sojourn, they're down at DPS, and if I just chill there with the Lucio and hold the space until my team gets there, then we just have an advantage. So
how do you hold your space against the entire enemy team without your team following up?
I can just keep punching them back, cycling cooldowns. I can cycle cooldowns just with one support for quite a bit of time before I have to disengage.
Yes. Okay. I understand your line of reasoning, but the thing is, You just the fact of the matter is you don't have your team with you. You know, I mean, yeah, you may be able to cycle cooldowns, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, punch the Rhine back. Yeah, I get it. But even if you did use cooldowns and disengage, by the time you disengage, your team's with you. You know, now you have less resources. We talked about that a couple fights ago. You know, like I know, I trust me, I want to be on your side and be like, yeah, you can totally take that. Sojourn Reinhardt against you and a Lucio, you got it. But
it's just not reality.
no, it's not.
Because in actual reality, there's a Moria and a Genji and a Kiriko right above me, about to join the fight.
Exactly. And so if you held this corner, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know?
But live, I don't know that. So I just think it's a fair fight.
Yeah.
So
which is understandable. But how do we prevent this, right? Obviously, you don't know that they're up there. So how do we prevent the entire situation as a whole?
Playing safe and waiting for my team.
Yeah. Literally just turn around. Is there 4 people with me? Yes, there is. Boom. Now you go.
Yep.
You know, I know it sounds really dumb and it's not fun and it's boring, but it's a necessity, you know? Yep. So
every time I say that, that just makes me even more mad.
Wait, you mean that? No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna go back.
Oh, you saw me fast forwarded too far and saw me die, so.
Oh, what happened? Wait, what did I miss? Okay, you die here. Oh boy, this should be interesting. See, and it's like we almost kind of staggered ourselves. But now you ask me, is this a decent time to go in?
Probably. I mean, they're down their Sojourn, so it's a 4v4, and their Genji's overextended, so yeah.
Yeah, and so like if you want to play it safe, you know, wait for your Widow. But if your team is going in like they kind of are,
I just don't want to know why the Mercy was pocketing the Lucio. It's still, I mean, it's gold, but it's like she pocketed him for a few times.
Look, not your concern. Trust me.
I know.
I get it. Trust me. There's a lot of times where I'm like, why is my supports doing this, or why, you know? But
yeah, let's pocket the Lucio, not the Doomfist who's about to die, who could use some extra damage. Oh, of course not.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay.
Flaming the Mercy.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes, because you did say that people were, you know, kind of flaming you.
It's like the Mercy was blaming me there, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I need to stop doing that. It's a really bad problem, but I just can't stop myself sometimes.
I mean, here's the thing: if it becomes a problem, just turn chat off. You know.
Yeah.
But what was Mercy saying? Do you
remember? Something about like how you're doing nothing, you're just standing there. So
okay.
as I'm punching the whole team back, trying to take space as she's pocketing El Lucio.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't bite my tongue that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. If it becomes a problem, if it gets to your mental or it makes you distracted in game, you know, kind of like it did, just turn chat off. It's really not worth it.
That's probably the reason we lost this last point, because I started playing pissed off. It's stupid. And so to be completely honest with you, whatever you see after this is not my normal playstyle.
Yeah.
Unless it's good.
And that's gonna happen. That's just Overwatch, you know? Especially like in gold. But it happens in GM, it happens in Masters, happens in Diamond, happens in all ranks. I'm a firm believer of just mute chat, leave voice chat, right? Turn text chat off, leave voice chat. I really don't even think it's worth it.
Every once in a while, I'll get a monkey or something that actually counts down their dives, and we just dominate. So it's like, I don't know. It's a very stressful thing.
Yeah, there are sometimes you have decent teammates that actually are communicating, and if that's the case, play with them. But here's the thing: if you like start getting flamed, or people start flaming you in chat, in voice chat, then you can just turn it off. You know, I turn it off ahead of time because even if I see one thing, it frustrates me.
Okay, that's fair.
But that's just because I know me. I know how I work, you know, and how I respond to those things.
I'm the same way.
So it's really up to you to decide. If you can take one or two and you're like, okay, well, they started flaming me, they're not making any callouts, I'm out. And just leave, you know? If you can't, like me, I don't like to take it. You know, I get frustrated. I'm like, dude, worry about yourself. You know, so I
Yeah.
just mute it.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Look in the top right, because you might have.
Oh,
We kind of just
the
talked.
mercy that I was flaming kind of died.
Right. So
So
it's
right here, I wanted to dive in just to rub it in their face. Like if we had you here, then we would have won the fight.
yeah.
So
All right. See
very
what we
stupid
do.
idea.
Yeah. And it really sucks when like a support dies early because there's not much you can do. It really sucks. You know, that's a tough
Yeah.
situation. You either
This
go in
line
with your
is
like if your
staring me
team
down
goes
here.
in, you go in. But if they don't, then you just wait.
Yeah.
The good thing is you got Blade out when they already won the fight. But holy Widow,
Yeah.
jeez, now you actually have a chance. Yeah, that was a good block. I'm okay with that.
The Widow just.
Widow's just rolling. Jeez. Okay.
The payload is progressing.
Did you see me? I did a smirk. I didn't punch the Rhine with my empowered punch when I didn't need to.
Yeah, I saw you
They
cancel
canceled
it.
that.
That's good.
Payload is
That's
progressing.
good. That's really good. Right.
And then I think I end up punching him anyway. Or I just miss.
That's fine. You got power punch again. Good job. Now you don't have cooldowns, right? Now you wait a little bit. You're about to get punched. I'm okay with that. You see your cooldowns?
Yeah, but I mean, I have my block and I'm about to kill the Moria, and that's 2 for a full set of cooldowns, and my team is right there, so I don't think it's that big of a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Didn't expect that, did you?
No, I did not.
I agree. I actually agree. You know, this is already a one team fight. You know, go in, be aggressive. I'm fine with that.
Alright.
You know, it's not. Look, the things I say aren't one dimensional. You know, there's gonna be
Yeah.
nuance to them. So
I don't know why our Lucio dropped feet there. Okay, maybe that's why. I probably should have punched the Moria out of her goal before I pulled it, but
On the
yeah, basically
it's
right
it's
about
whatever.
now. As soon as you see Moira, go on her. You know.
Yeah. Because I am directly counter her in her ult.
Yeah. Well, not only that. You know, are you gonna kill a Reinhardt that's pocketed by a Moira?
No.
Probably not.
But I can punch him off my team a little bit.
Yes, that is true. But remember,
Or I
the
can
best
try
way to
to
make
punch
space.
him out of his shatter.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, so the best way to make space though, when you're playing a dive tank, is to hit the squishies. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna get so much more value. So oftentimes you're ignoring the tank. Now it depends on the matchup, obviously. But when you're playing against Reinhardt, okay, Reinhardt doesn't really have any bad 1v1s. You know, even against other tanks. So you know, yeah, a lot of tank focus. Like, I mean, look at him. He's not dying.
But he's so close to dying.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
that's
please, just die, please.
yeah. I get you, but like that's what tanks are good at. You know,
I
tanks are
know.
good at not dying. They have a lot of health. They have a lot of sustain. So
Yep.
get on someone else. I mean, she's right behind you. You know, Reinhardt's close to dying, but so is this Genji.
I wanted to die so bad. Just,
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
I knew I was going to do that. Even in hindsight, I knew it was going to slam back in.
Good. You see how much more? Look at that. Do you see how much more value you got out of that? You got Moira Fade, and you got Kiriko TP. And guess what happens when they don't have mobility? Guess what you
We
can
win.
do?
I can fist.
Yeah,
You know?
you can do Doomfist things. That simple. You know.
Yeah.
So like already more value by just ignoring the Reinhardt. Like beautiful, beautiful. Obviously mechanics, but hey, it's fine. Nice. You know, this is good. Like you're getting so much more value. Now, I
My
mean,
whole team died regardless, but
yeah, but like, you can't do anything about that.
yeah, I feel like I did all that I could there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you didn't focus Reinhardt for most of that fight, you might win it. Am I being fair?
Probably.
Am I being fair?
You're being very fair. That is 100% true.
Right. And like, remember, as soon as we saw Moira right here coalescing, if you kill her, Reinhardt's gonna die. And then they're gonna stagger in. You're gonna be able to kill them one by one. Easy dubs.
Mhm.
But
You can
Reinhardt,
s-
go ahead.
I was gonna say you can see my general target priority. It's not like I'm always shooting the Ryan even when he's full HP. When I full commit to the Ryan and just try to kill him, he's usually like quarter HP or something. So it's
Yeah.
not just like I'm gonna shoot the tank 24/7.
Yeah, it's not 24/7. I agree. But it is enough to be impacting your gameplay.
Yep.
Okay. As long as we can agree on that. The thing about like Reinhardt, right, is this goes for a lot of tanks. You can make space in two ways. Okay? You can get on top of someone and hit them.
Mhm.
Obviously, right? Sojourn's
Yeah.
up here, you jump on her, she backs off. You made space. Right?
Mhm.
The other way you make
Yep.
space is by being a distraction. Look what Reinhardt just did. You see, he was way over
he did-
here. You're over here
He
punching
did
him, punching
Reinhardt
him.
things.
He did Reinhardt things, exactly. He made a lot of space just by distracting.
But I also almost killed his entire backline by myself.
Yes.
So if I look how if I if I had hit just a few more punches here, I might have been able to hit this 1v3 and back cap. That would have been so nice. But no, that doesn't happen.
But here's the thing. Yes, if you hit more punches, more kills, you might have win. But if you just prevented that completely
Now do you
by
understand?
going after the Moira when you had a chance. I know I keep bringing that up. But do you see
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on because I think you get it. I don't want to
Yeah.
repeat myself too much, but I'm not trying to be too harsh on you. I like what I do like is that you're not just completely feeding. Okay. There's a couple things, right? A couple times or a little bit iffy engages, but for the most part, you're not just feeding. Your cooldown usage for the most part is okay. Could be a tiny bit better. And your target priority is okay, but it could be a tiny bit better.
One thing, I gotta take a little break in between these rounds. Just give me like 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine. No worries. Just just jump back on the call when you're ready.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, what's up?
What's up?
For some
No, it's not
reason,
5 minutes.
one of my roommate's cars got towed when it shouldn't have been. My apartment is like doing seal coating right now, and in front of the building, they're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, don't park there, and so we moved our cars, but for some reason we got charged for a towing fee, and I don't know why. So that's interesting. But anyway, okay, all right. But so what I'm seeing is pretty good, right? It's not
Yeah.
it's not great, but it's pretty good. It's. So we're gonna just work on making it just a tad bit better.
Yeah, this second half is where it gets. Oh god, not good.
Well, I
So.
mean, and you said that you were getting flamed. Were you a little tilted at the time?
Yes, I was more than a little tilted.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I just want to get good gameplay. I want to be fancy and do a bunch of Doom things and look like I'm better at the game than I really am. That did not happen. I overcommitted probably 6 or 7 times
Okay.
this round.
Okay. Do you have
No.
another replay code?
Nah, probably not.
Okay. Because I do have time to look at another one if you want to. If you don't feel like this represents your gameplay, but we'll see.
I've had games where I've gone like 60-0 before. So as you can see, overcommit. Not just. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what I did wrong there. So there's no for real.
You were there for my stream, right?
Yeah, the line. I stomped on the line and lit it on fire, and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No, quite literally. Like Widow's here, and so the line could be here, right? But
and she gets an early pick too.
But you see it? The line's not there anymore.
It's like, see ya, screw you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you see someone play this aggressive, you would
Mhm.
hope to assume. Obviously, some teammates might not do this. You would hope to assume that they're going to do what the Widow does: get a pick and move on. You know.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we won't talk about this much because I think that you are smart enough to understand why that is not good. All right.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
I might have to go eat lunch in a few minutes, but
Okay.
I feel like that gets the gist of the second round, and then towards the end of it, I do start playing like a normal person. So.
Yeah.
That was an excellent fire strike.
Yeah, it really was.
I was trying to do too much there. Should have just disengaged with Lion Power Punch and chilled.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real.
Well, and then
I like fear.
you see it?
Guard up.
Who did you shoot here? I'm gonna slow this down.
The Rhine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't need to slow it down. I'll slow it down a little bit. Watch your shots. The slam is really good. Look how much pressure that gets. That's really good pressure. The punch, really good. If only it hit the Kiriko. But right now, 1 shot, 2 shot. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But let's just hope, okay, that it's just because you were tilted.
It is.
Okay.
Like, just disengage your. Why? Why? Why?
I will achieve.
It's okay. It happens. I mean, look, I get tilted too. You know it. You've seen it on stream. So.
I haven't actually.
Oh, you didn't see me get mad?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be in my video, so. Don't worry, you'll see it. All right. If I look behind you, what am I gonna see?
Team. Please, God.
You think so?
Please be the team. I think so. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Almost. Right. This is good.
The
I'm okay with
Widow's
this.
the Widow's taking in position for the next fight. No, wait, she's in the.
No, she died last.
Oh.
Yeah, she died last.
Oh.
But
Okay.
okay, your team wants to play here. Play with the majority. You know.
Yeah.
Like if your soldier, your Lucio, and your Ana are gonna play here, play her. Even if it's a 4v5.
You see what I'm doing? I'm going on the soldier. I'm doing the smart thing.
That's really good. Even if you just push her out, look at that. Do you see what she just did?
She fell back with her team.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
I don't know. Did that punch hit?
It
Was
did
that a
not.
Doom bug? Okay.
Nah, it just wasn't. I mean,
My favorite thing about playing against Kiriko is when she cleanses her whole team as I'm about to punch and I just go through and end up dying because they all 5 shoot me instead of getting stunned. It's like super, super fun stuff.
Yep. Yeah. No, the punch was just a little bit short. Good disengage, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I meant to disengage there and it did not work.
No, it's fine. I mean, like you got out. That's fine with me.
I lived.
Yeah. I mean, you can't help it that Sojourn popped off and killed your team. You know.
No.
Other than by getting the Sojourn, but the Sojourn wasn't really in a position that you could really be diving. This is good.
I know this is about to happen.
Just what I need.
Those were pretty good shots. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So. A little bit of an early block, right? We talked about, blocking when you're before, as you take damage. Take some damage, then block. We kind of just dropped and then blocked.
Just what I need.
You see it? So something that I like to do, it works like 90% of the time. If you charge up a punch, and then cancel it with your block, so many people are gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing, but make sure obviously you're going to be using 2 cooldowns, so you're not going to be engaging. But if you're trying to fish for a punch, charge up your punch, cancel it with a block, and a bunch of people are going to shoot you. Works every time.
Yeah. I know. Not in gold as much because they're like, I don't give a crap. I'm just gonna shove my face into you, no matter how dangerous you are. And so I feel like sometimes if I cancel punches in those situations, I just miss out on value.
That's fair. Well, and I mean, if
Warning.
I'm not saying that you
This
should do
is-
that
this
every
is-
time, but
I start doing Doom things here.
yeah. So that was
I do
good.
funny Doom things.
Like good job peeling the Genji, right? Genji is overextended, so good job.
Hmm.
You know, now you can. Good job checking for your team.
This is your warning.
Boom. Right. Perfect. Right. This is good. Unfortunate, but good kill. Yeah, unfortunate. That happens. Just don't get greedy here, right? You don't want to get alt forced here.
Meteor strike.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
Yeah.
I didn't try to kill everybody with it and actually came back for heals.
Yeah, I'm glad that you disengaged with that. I just don't really want you to get it forced because I would prefer that you can use it for this fight to engage harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if we're thinking right now, do you have a chance to set up somewhere?
I could set up right in front of me on top
Right.
or in that little area.
Right. Hi, Cora. Okay, sorry, my cat is climbing on my keyboard. Okay. You're adorable and I love you, but you gotta get out of the way. Okay. Yes, right. Get on high ground. Get on high ground if you can. You just have so much more vision. Good
That's
dodge.
like the third shatter I've dodged too.
Yeah. For real.
Cancel another Moriel. I don't think I let the Moriel ult one more time for the rest of the game, by the way.
That's good.
Kind of a mistimed nano. I mean, everybody was full HP, so
Cora.
I'm not going to be able to.
Sorry, my cat. Goodness
You're
gracious.
fine.
Yeah, you said that you were canceling Moira ult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, everybody was full HP there, so I couldn't find too much value out of the nano.
Yeah, and this, unfortunately, your team died before you could really do anything.
Skill orb.
So, Cora, I need you to go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Back to the skill orb.
Yeah. The skill over. Unfortunate. If you look at this team fight, though, unfortunately,
I did got quite a bit of value out, but just
yeah. Right.
not enough to continue the disadvantage we had, you know?
Yeah.
I threw the Moria to the right. Oh, I could have killed her
Yeah.
so easily.
Yeah. I'm not really like. I don't blame you for that because I'm glad that we're going on. Oh my gosh, I'm messing up everything. I'm glad that we're going up. On this Kiriko or just some support. I'm glad that we're not just focusing tank here. So this is good. I'm okay with what we did here. The only thing I would have changed is maybe set up on high ground.
Yep.
Just because like it just gives you more vision. You can decide
Also,
to dive.
I got nanoed because the Ana was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, can you push up with me so I can take a little bit more space? And then she nanos me when we're down too. And I'm like, well, that's not exactly what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah. That happens.
Every plan must evolve.
4 minute and 30-second hold on last point though, which is pretty cool.
Do you guys end up winning this then?
Devastation.
Yeah, we do.
Nice. So this last 4
It's
minutes or
because
so
it's
is gonna
pretty
be
much because of the widow. I mean,
good. Okay.
I'm pretty sure she went like almost 50 and 13 or something stupid.
Meteor strike.
Watch. The cleanse, dude.
Okay. So I think this is a good learning experience here.
Don't engage a Kiriko with cleanse. With
No.
ult.
No, that is not the learning experience. Where's the line on
Oh.
your team?
The bullet tracer line. That actually kind of makes the line.
Like this red streak right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, right? It's kind of like I would think it's somewhere around like this choke area,
Yeah.
like this. Can you see my cursor?
No.
Oh, man, I every time. Yeah, this like from this corner, to like
Yeah.
this, somewhere around there, just because that's where your team can actually follow up on your damage. Right? Are you breaking the line?
Yeah, but I have ult here, and if it weren't for the cleanse, I probably could have been able to kill like 3 of them.
Okay, so, but my question is, okay, yes, you have ult, But look what happens. Juicy punch, am I right?
Yeah. So do I
Why
just
does no one die?
block because they have supports and they were all full HP?
Can anybody on your team help you here?
No, I actually, if I hadn't punched them, one of them might have died to the widow.
Maybe, right? But the problem
But
is
that's
you're just 1v5ing,
yeah,
you know?
that's tilt.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's definitely tilt. I was like trying to do a huge play to be like, stop blaming me. I'm doing stuff.
Okay.
So,
So the problem here is, yeah, obviously tilt, and we'll address that near the end because I do want to talk about that because that's a really important thing.
it's not a common problem. I was just kind of
Okay.
rushing, trying to get good gameplay.
Okay. Fair enough. If you were to do this engage again, where would you engage? Does that make sense?
From
So
I guess
instead of you slamming in right here, what are you
but
gonna do?
this did take a lot of space though. If I hadn't ulted here and just kind of fell back, and that gets it by the time they're there, my whole team is there. So I don't think it was a terrible engage or a bad engage, really. It was just maybe a little bit mistimed, right?
I mean, respectfully, I disagree.
Okay.
So I would wait until the Reinhardt passes the line. Then I would engage. And the reason I would engage there is because if you engage once they pass the line, your team is in a position to follow up. You actually might get kills.
Okay.
The problem with this is nobody is in position to actually help you. Now, if you had a Widow or someone over here, sure. You know, the line's different. Do it. But you don't. You know? So it's like this is a 1v5. If you can get it, great. You're a god tier Doomfist.
I should, I could. The thing is, I probably could have won this. In all honesty, even without backup, just because of how. If it weren't for the cleanse, it's just frustrating stuff. Being a Doom player,
Maybe.
having your entire ult countered by a 18-second cooldown.
Yeah.
That's not very fun.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but what is saying that gonna do?
Nothing.
You know?
It's coping.
Right. And I'm not trying to be harsh on you.
I
But
know.
this is these are things you got to think about. So
Yeah.
I prefer you to wait a little bit longer, even if you set up here or just set up on an off angle. Even if you like hid back here, waited for them to cross and then engaged. Because the only thing that's better about that is you just have follow up. You don't have any follow up now. Like the engage, good job focusing targets. Unfortunate about Suzu. It is what it is. But like. No follow-up. No.
Now I just play super tilted here, I feel like. I hit another massive punch.
Yeah. That is true. That was a massive punch. But even then, look, I mean, there's follow-up now.
Yeah.
Where's your soldier? Oh, right here. Yeah. Look at that, like
Yeah.
Literally what I said, right? I said if there's a widow here, do it, Now there's a soldier here. I think you just Oh, he just goes up top. Like look at that. You punch him. Perfect.
That created space enough for him to do his ult.
Right.
Yeah?
And the thing is, this worked because you're doing it within your line. The line's now shifted because
the Ryan crossed the line. Now he's in our territory.
Right.
Instead of me being in his.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is a perfect learning opportunity, right? The line was at this corner because your team was playing here. But now they're playing here, so the line might be a little bit further up, And so you engage when they pass the line. This goes for every dive tank, right? When you're on offense, it's a little different because you're the one that's going to be breaking the line. You need to break their line. You know what I mean? Right? You're the one trying to push through their line, push their line back. But right now, you just need to wait for them to cross that line, and then you pounce.
Yep.
and it works out.
I'm gonna start heating up food. Give me like a minute or something, real quick.
No worries.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, what's up?
I just said I'm back.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this was good. You know, this was pretty good.
And that counter pin.
Yeah.
Made the soldier able to kill him.
Yeah. Right, and he's past the line. He's gonna die. So that was really good. What is this bug with the Moira orbs? Oh god. Okay.
Do I do the Doomfist things here? I think I do. Oh no, I play smart. That's a refreshing sight. Oh, or the Widow.
What
the Widow.
What just happened?
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm just gonna go next fight. There's no point.
The Rhine is just. I killed the Rhine though. You want to skip that? I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Okay. See what you could have done better there. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, what?
What is this Widow? Okay.
Please stop. Okay. Do I? Yeah, I do the. Ooh. Uh-oh. I mean, I didn't stagger myself. I was dead. Actually, okay. My thought here is, if I die here, I don't stagger myself. I don't have the risk of using my punch and slam to disengage and getting hit by a random fire strike or something.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, your team died. You know, you die, reset.
I could get a little. I tried to get as much value as I could out of it here.
Do you think? What am I gonna see if I turn around?
The team not right behind me, but around the corner.
You think so?
Yeah, probably. Oh, maybe they are there.
Yeah. This is a tough situation. Okay. Yeah, I think that we probably should have held the corner again and waited for them to cross the line, kind of like we did before. However,
But look,
you know,
I do punch the blading Genji back and maybe save my Widow.
yeah. So I think what we did with this situation is good. I think you did the best you can. Yeah, good job countering
Did
the
you see that though? The new bug with the Moria, she faded out of my punch.
Really? Did she keep the?
No, rewatch it. Look, as she's getting punched, like having the knockback, she fades out of it. It's a new bug.
Hold on.
Look. She's just gone.
I thought she just faded after she got punched.
No, she would have gone further than that.
Well, because the stun itself, I don't think lasts very long. Hold on. I'm curious. I don't know much about Doom bugs, but I'm curious.
Oh, this is a new Doom bug that happens. Look. Stunned, and she fades. While she's still stunned.
I don't think so. I think the stun just ended.
No.
I think
Because
the stun just ended.
It happens with Sojourn, Slide, Genji Dash. It happens with everything.
Okay. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right. I could be wrong.
Because it got added in the newest update.
That's interesting. Okay. Let me not play this at 5 speed. All right. Yeah, you know, it's fine. Die, reset. I'm okay with that. Now your soldier staggers. So, oh god. Okay. You guys hold this?
Yeah. I go Insano mode. And against a freaking look. Oh wait, that was a different time.
Ooh. Yeah.
Alright. Well, maybe it wasn't me. I don't know how we won that in hindsight. It's very confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. What's the problem now?
I have no cooldowns.
Yep.
Why did I slam in further?
What's the problem?
I think it's kind of obvious.
Yeah. Well, but you say it. You tell me.
I slammed in with no health, no resources, and no support.
Yeah. Where's the line?
No, I'm way past it.
Right. Not here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how you win this, to be honest. A little bit of AFKing. It is what it is. I'm assuming you're typing.
And I think you know what I was typing about, getting flamed for what just happened.
Yeah. Hmm.
That was all tilt.
Okay.
All tilt.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
I mean,
All right. All right. Yeah, I think your Widow is still just popping off, to be honest.
definitely a widow carry. She gets out, which annoys me.
Yeah, but it's good though.
Yeah,
You know, she's not here.
fine.
You know, she's not here. This is that's good.
Yeah.
Wreck the earth.
You see it?
The widow's dead. I mean, the widow got another kill.
Well.
Oh,
Yeah. What's the?
I have no cooldowns.
Okay. 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 And then what do you think I'm gonna see if I turn around?
A widow on Adderall.
Well, yeah, probably, but yeah, like this is fine, right? You know,
Yeah.
this is
The
fine.
Ryan is getting okay. The thing is, the Ryan is getting powered down. He's not really worrying about me, and it's just me against a Sojourn.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm okay with this.
no,
Why do you? Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that I'm okay with this?
because it's we have way more resources, and the Ryan is past the line.
Yeah. Right. You're still in your kill box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to put simply, okay. I know I overcomplicate things, but it's just this is the way that I understand things. But to put simply, the kill box is simply, can you get follow up from your team? Is your Baptiste
Yeah.
shooting anything? Probably. Right.
Yeah,
Is your Widow shooting anything?
definitely.
Yeah. And Soldier's probably going to start shooting something. This is fine. I'm fine with this. The only problem is no cooldowns. You know, yes, we're going to get blocked, but whew, that Suzu that you don't like just saved your ass.
Fair enough.
But this is good, right?
What was this widow on?
Jeez. Yeah, for real. Okay.
Okay, dude.
Look at the cojones, okay? For real. What the? Okay. Right in front of an alting Sojourn. They're just like, nah, I'm fine. Yeah.
I kind of save them, but it's...
That was good. Even if you're not getting killed, like the only thing I didn't like was the cooldown usage, but even if you're not getting kills there, right, you made enough space.
Yep.
Okay, Widow, jeez.
This is what saved the game. Like me just being able to confirm that kill on the Moria, bait out Ice Block, distract the Ryan, just as my team screaming in my ear, fall back.
I mean, I understand why they would say it, but the snowball is effective.
I mean, look, I'm just battling them back.
Yeah, and like the thing is, you had like when you went in, there was like 18 seconds, you know, and they were already down on teammates. Sure, you know, if you can get a snowball without dying, sure, but you do got to be careful, you know.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times where we used multiple cooldowns, and the only reason we got resets is because we got our power punch. If we didn't get our power punch, there's a good chance we just die there. Okay, so let's talk about what did you write down for your notes? I'm curious.
While you read that, I'm gonna go grab my lunch.
Okay, let me pull this up. Let me. Hold on. I need to do this. Okay. Timing engages, general mechanical skill, aim and hitting and powered punches. Okay. Dive timing makes sure team can follow up on them and keeping LOS as supports. Playing around corners and not overcommitting. Committing. I know how to read. Making sure I have an escape cooldown. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna wait till he's back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So I think that yes, there is general mechanical skill. But I'm not too worried about that. Okay, that'll come with time.
Mhm.
Dive timing, make sure team can follow up, and them keeping LOS to sports, I think is really good. That is something that we need to work on, right? Because we talked about it's the same concept as the line. We want to dive, when they pass the line or when we're offense, we just want to make sure that there's some sort of follow up on our dive. So I agree. That I'm okay with. Your corner usage, it was pretty good. There are times that you dove in without cover usage, but you're diving. I get it. So I think it's fine. Not overcommitting though. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that we definitely got a little greedy on some kills. And then an escape cooldown, I definitely agree with. Those are the
Okay.
three those bottom three, specifically. Your timing for your engages, I think could go with, just grouping up.
Okay.
Because let me make sure this is recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. There was a couple times, right, that we talked about how your team wasn't fully with you. And so,
Yeah.
again, if you have 4 teammates going in and one's behind, and your team's just walking in, just go play with them. Obviously you can't help it if they go in, but if you have an opportunity to actually group up, do it.
Okay.
I want to add target priority because there was a little bit of tank focus, not all the time, but there was some, and we want to try and get that to not be the case.
Okay.
I think that you were using fairly decent judgment when you did focus the tank, though, because I know that there was like a lot of times where the tank was low and you were trying to finish them off. So I'm okay with that. Now it kind of
Sometimes
depends.
Sometimes I forget how little damage Doom does.
Yeah. Like if you were playing Zarya, it's a little different because you can have a lot of charge and easily burst down a tank.
In this game, I feel like if I was playing Zarya, we would have won by a landslide.
Maybe
Just
it's hard to say.
why I'm better with Zarya is I don't have super overcommitting abilities that can screw me over. I just have to kind of sit in front of my team
Yeah.
and be a meat shield.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Dive tanks are going to be a little bit more complicated. So I want you to work on your in your wording. Okay, I'm just going to go off what you wrote. I want you to work on your dive timing. Right. So we talked about follow up from team, and then I want you to work on not over committing, and it's more like not greeting for kills. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to want to dive for space. Just think of that. Ask yourself, am I going to dive for space or am I going to dive for a kill? Maybe you just
Yeah.
dive up to a corner. So like, let's say, can you still see my game?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say we're like, playing at this corner, and the team's back here. Whatever, they're playing over here. I don't know. And you want to take some space. Maybe you dive to this corner, get a little bit of shields, play here, hold this corner. Wait for your cooldowns. Then you dive here. Cora, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, my cat again.
It's fine.
So yeah, so it's like, you dive here, you hold the space, wait for your cooldowns, wait for the team, then you dive again. Maybe play here. Then you maybe come over here, things like that, right? Or maybe you dive high grounds that we talked about, which I am going to write down. High grounds. So yeah, so when you're going for a dive, I want you to think, if you're on offense, is this a dive to take space or is it a dive to get a kill?
Okay.
And then when you're on defense, what I want you to focus on is diving when they cross the line or they're at the line. Okay. And the reason that that's helpful, Cora, what? Goodness gracious, my cat wants pets. The reason that's helpful is because if you're diving on the line, you're always going to have follow up.
Okay.
Because the line is dependent on your team, So
Yeah.
it's just going to completely eliminate the whole like staying in LOS. But if that terminology and like wording makes more sense to you, then just stick with that. If it's easier for you to
Okay.
understand to just be like, I need to play with my team, just do that. That's fine. It's the same
Okay.
concepts. And then your cooldown usage, and that's it.
So you think I'm doing pretty good though?
Yeah, I think that there is some really good stuff. So
Okay.
none of it is like super great, but none of it is super bad. Okay, there was some bad things, but for the most
To
part,
be fair,
go ahead.
this game was very not at my best. I'll put it like that.
Yeah,
Which is a good game to review though.
yeah. Well, and like you said, there was a little bit of tilt issues, and if you say that it's not a problem, then I don't need to talk about it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But if it is something you want to talk about, it's honestly great content for me, so I'm fine with that.
All right.
But no, I think your play is fairly good. It could be better, which is obviously why we're doing coaching. But I think for the most part, like I'm glad that we're going after squishies for the most for the most part. For the most part, our target priority is good. It's just like all of it is just kind of for the most part it's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And so we want to take those good things and make them great. So if you just keep working on following up with your team, not grading for kills, things like that, playing high ground and cooldown usage, stuff like that, I think you're gonna do great.
Okay.
I want you to work. If I had to pick one thing that I want you to work on the most, I think it would probably be playing with your team a little bit more.
Okay.
Like the whole line concept and target priority. Those are the two things I want you to work on the most.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is whenever you play, before you go into it, I want you to remind yourself what you're going to work on, and I want you to work on those things. Even if you
Okay.
lose, that's fine. As long as you're doing good in those two things, I'm happy. Get those things
Alright.
down, ingrained into your brain, into your like autopilot gameplay. Once those are ingrained, then you can move on to something else.
All right.
Yeah.
I sent a screenshot that proves that I'm not terrible, by the way.
All right, I will show everybody. Look at this. 56-4. This guy is a Giga Chad. Okay. Listen, Mercury, you're doing great. Okay.
All
I
right.
really do mean that. You're doing great.
Okay.
So don't
Thank
let this
you.
don't let this discourage you. I'm just doing my job. Okay.
All right.
So
I did.
all right. Well, I will see you later. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't know how to explain it really, but how do I try to take space and give my team a chance if they're all feeding or they're just terrible in general? Or is it just a lost game and I can focus on just principles of my character and just use it more as a practice game more than try to win?
Well, so you this is okay. Hold on. There's a lot of thoughts that you just opened up in my brain. Because there's a couple of things there. Let's go one by one. What was the first question?
If my team is feeding or just terrible in general, how do I try to find value to win the game?
Just play the best that you can.
Okay.
You're not always going to be able to carry every game. It's just the truth. It's not a fun truth, but it is just the truth. And so if your team is feeding, and like we talked about, do you have an opportunity to wait and regroup? I know it's boring. I know it's wasting time, but it's going to be beneficial. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like whenever I get a teammate that dies early fight, just if the team fight's not already going, and you're not already in, and you have an opportunity to wait, like your team's not just like walking up, in a 4v5, then just wait. It will, in the long run, it will save you time. Because if you think about it, if you go in a 4v5, let's say someone feeds, then the team fight starts, you push in 4v5, you guys lose the team fight. Not only do you have to wait for them to respawn, now you have to wait for the rest of your team to respawn. It just wastes more time.
Okay.
That's pretty much all you can do, So if you get feeding teammates, Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Do your best to regroup. If you can't, it's okay. And then your next question was something about
In
using
that-
it as a training ground, right?
Yeah, just in that situation, do I just try to practice the general skills that I have instead of trying to win the game, you know?
Yeah. Well, so you're spot on. Okay. You should be treating comp as just a training ground. Okay. You're not here to win. Obviously, you want to win. Trust me. I fall into that trap too. But it should just be simply, this is where I'm learning. And so all you need to do is go into every single game with a couple things in mind, preferably like one thing in mind that you're working on. And
Uh-huh.
then every game, whether you win or lose, ask yourself, did I do the things that I'm working on? So
Okay.
if we're working on following up with your team, right? Because that's what we're working
Yeah.
on. Can you practice following up your team even if you lose the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all you should be concerned about. And what's going to happen is as your skills improve, okay, as you get better, there's going to be less variance in your gameplay, which means your odds of winning are going to go up, even if you have crappy teammates.
Okay.
And then as you rank up, your teammates will get a little bit better, and because your play is already good, you're going to climb a little bit more. Do you see what I'm saying? So we
Yep.
want our gameplay to be as consistent as possible. And that's all we can do. I know it's not a very fun answer. I wish I could tell you, okay, you need to do this to carry. You can't.
Yeah.
So just play consistently. That's all you're looking for. Any other questions?
Thank you. No, thanks for everything, though.
Yeah. Did I answer your questions good?
Yeah, that answered it perfectly.
All right. And then are you walking away from this coaching session with stuff to work on and things to improve on?
Yes.
Okay. Was it helpful to you?
Very.
Awesome. That's all I'm looking for.
All right.
All right. And then the only thing I'm going to ask, and you don't have to, in my Discord, there is a section for reviews. If you want to post a review, I would really appreciate it, but it's totally up to you.
Okay. I will.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Peace out.